Chapter 4. The Kindness of Strangers. The escape began with a rat. A fat, greasy creature scuttled across the infirmary floor, drawing Mrs. Pike's whip-sharp gaze. Oliver seized the moment, yanking Eleanor through the back door and into the moonlit yard. They crouched behind a rain barrel, hearts hammering as shouts erupted inside. "They'll check the sheds first," Eleanor whispered, her breath fogging the air. "We've got minutes, maybe." Oliver nodded, his fingers numb around the stolen key. The gate loomed ahead, its iron spikes glinting like fangs. Beyond it, the woods, the road, the unknown. "Ready?" he asked. Eleanor spat on her palms. Born ready. They ran, boots crunching frost-hardened mud. The woods swallowed them whole, branches clawing at their faces. Behind, the workhouse bell clanged, a monstrous heartbeat chasing them into the dark. By dawn they reached the river Sallow, its currents sluggish and gray. A barge floated downstream piled with crates and coal sacks. "Jump!" Eleanor hissed. They plunged into the icy water, gasping as the cold stole their breath. Oliver clawed at the barge's edge, hauling Eleanor up as the current tried to claim her. They burrowed into a coal sack, trembling and soaked, as the workhouse faded behind them. London greeted them with soot and stench. The city sprawled like a festering wound, its alleys teeming with beggars and thieves. Eleanor filched a loaf of bread from a baker's cart, splitting it with Oliver under a bridge. "We need coin," she said, gnawing the crust, "or we'll end up worse than Moorbridge." Oliver stared at the locket, now warm against his chest. "Sell it," whispered a voice, but Clara's face flashed in his mind, her last words a plea to see. "No," he said, "we find work." Eleanor rolled her eyes. "Work? You're a runaway workhouse brat. I'm a girl. Only work we'll get is in the gutter." They wandered for days, sleeping in doorways and stealing scraps. On the third night, a gang of street boys cornered them near Covent Garden, knives glinting. "Pretty trinket," sneered their leader, eyeing Oliver's locket. "Hand it over, or we'll gut your friend first." Eleanor stepped forward, her voice steel. "Touch him, and I'll feed you your own thumbs." The boys laughed, a hollow, hungry sound. Oliver braced for blood. But then a voice cut through the dark. "Enough!" A woman emerged from the shadows, her silhouette framed by the glow of a gas lamp. She wore a moth-eaten velvet cloak, her hair a wild nest of silver curls. In one hand she held a brass-knobbed cane, in the other a leather-bound book. "Run along, maggots," she said, tapping her cane, "or I'll turn you into footnotes." The boys scattered. The woman turned to Oliver and Eleanor, her eyes sharp behind wire-rimmed spectacles. "Well, you'd rather freeze than thank me?" Mrs. Adelaide Penrose was a bookseller, a widow, and, by her own admission, a collector of lost things. Her shop, the Quill Quiver, squatted in a crooked building on Cursitor Street, its windows crammed with dusty tomes and curiosities. A stuffed raven, a jar of pickled newts, a sword rusted into its scabbard. "Sit," she ordered, shoving them toward a fire crackling in the hearth. She tossed them blankets and mugs of bitter cocoa. "Now, tell me why a gutter rat and a gentleman's pup are dodging cutthroats." Oliver stiffened. "I'm no one's pup." "Aren't you?" Mrs. Penrose plucked the locket from his neck with surprising grace. "This is Graves' family silver. Saw the crest at an auction once." "You've got their eyes too. Stormy and stubborn." Eleanor bristled. "We don't want trouble." "Trouble?" Mrs. Penrose laughed. "Child, Trouble is my middle name. Adelaide Penrose. Now, she tossed the locket back to Oliver. You'll work for your keep. Sweep floors, sort books, chase off rats. Agreed? Oliver hesitated. Why help us? Mrs. Penrose's smile faded. Because books aren't the only things worth saving. That night, in a cramped attic room lined with sagging bookshelves, Oliver whispered, What if she's like Blackthorn? Eleanor snorted, burrowing into her blanket. Then we rob her blind and vanish. But she glanced at the half-eaten stew on their tray, their first hot meal in weeks. Might stay a while for the food. Oliver opened a book from the stack Mrs. Penrose had left them. Gulliver's Travels. The firelight danced over the pages as he read aloud, Eleanor's snores soon blending with the cadence of his voice. For the first time since Clara's death, he felt something kindle in his chest. Hope.